Hi, I'm Ryan Nickel, CTO at DSA Ocean. Today I want to talk about setting up a pretension for a spread mooring with ProteusDS. Previously, we had set up a spread mooring using the top mooring assistant. We'd applied some material properties and a very rough guess at the shape of the mooring to get it close to a pretension level. But how do you go about actually really dialing in that pretension level to a direct value? So that's what we're going to talk about right now. I just made a copy of the project under this folder, barge pretension. What we're going to use to really dial in the pretension level is the payout controller. So here's our barge. We've specified the catenary shape just based on kind of a guess on the relative length and the offsets. But it's good to really dial this in. So first thing I want to say is in a pretension simulation, we'll make sure that we turn off waves and currents and winds. We don't want those influencing the pretension and the relaxation process. The simulation length usually only needs to be a few seconds. I mean, it depends on the system, but we find with things like this, they go pretty quickly. And based on the pretension controller settings, it can bounce around a static tension level that you get. It can reach it pretty quickly and then bounce around the static tension. The simulation kind of slows around when the winch is paying in and paying out. So how do you go about setting up the payout controller? Well, you can right-click, insert property, boundary constraints, and then depending on what you've got as the ferry lead, that's usually what you want to use to adjust the line length. So we go node 0 payout length. Remember, we had node 0 at the ferry lead. So we don't want, there's a few different options for constant speed mode or pretension mode. We want to use 2, and we can right click, resolve follower properties, and you'll note these default property comes up node 0 pretension payout speed. So this is how fast it's paying in and paying out line. You don't want to use this you don't want this to be too fast because it can end up bouncing around significantly around the tension level you want to reach. And then we want to set the pretension level. So of course this depends on the project, and you may find you have a different pretension requirement based on how the project is going as well. We'll set 15 kilonewtons to work with. And we can copy and paste this, Control C and Control V, on the other mooring lines. Control V. So they're all going to work in a very short simulation. The line length is going to automatically adjust at the top here to reach that target pretension level. So we'll run. Okay, and we'll just let this run and we'll be right back to check the results. Alright, some time's passed and we've got through a chunk of simulation time here. Things tend to slow down a little bit when the pretension controller's on, as it tends to kind of oscillate around the static tension. So do keep an eye on the simulation. It doesn't mean you need to run it all the way through the end. So how do we keep an eye on it? We click on Post PDS here. Open the results, and this gives us a sneak peek at what's going on in the simulation. You can pause the simulation and take a look at it. I've actually stopped the simulation here. I prefer engineering view. Sometimes it's easier to see the nodes and what's going on. You can always see the lines here. So, and yeah, if we just move the slider along, you can see things relaxing and the lines getting pulled up a tiny bit. If we plot tension on any one of the lines, look at the first element, that's going to be near the top. You can see it's basically settled. We're already settled at the 15 kilonewtons kind of level. So, so what we're going to do now is export this to use as the starting point for a environmental load case. Current and waves. We'll go OK. It's going to open the new project, and we'll take a closer look at this, setting up environmental conditions to check the load in the mooring shortly. But before we do that, make sure you either turn off the pretension mode. You can either set it to 0, or just to be really sure, just delete it straight out of the input file. So this is, we don't want the pretension to be fighting any environmental loads, because it'll be actually paying out line or paying in line when there's environmental loads going on. So we don't want to do that. That's for the wind, current, and waves load case. Always good to do that before you forget. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.